الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد النبي الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبعد. أحبتي في الله، نعيش مع كتاب الله مع سورة الشمس. في هذه السورة يقسم المولى سبحانه وتعالى بأمور متتابعة. هي في حركتها الدائمة أمر مرئي واضح لدينا، آيات ظاهرة على قدرته سبحانه وتعالى، ويعكس بعضها أثر فعل الآخر بنظام عجيب من صنعه سبحانه وتعالى. تعكس هذه التغيرات الخارجية تغيرات داخلية في النفس البشرية، وهذه الرسالة التي لابد أن تصل. فكأنما هذه التغييرات تحصل بأثر بعضها على بعض، كذلك النفس البشرية تلك التغييرات تحصل ببعض آثار الأمور وأثرها. فلا بد على الإنسان أن ينظر أي أمر يؤثر فيه يعكس حاله، وسنؤدي إلى بيان توضيح بإذن الله سبحانه وتعالى. فأقسم سبحانه وتعالى بالشمس وضيائها، يعني الشمس ضياؤها نابع منها، ليس بقوة مدعة فيها، وإنما لأمر جعله الله سبحانه وتعالى وسخره فيها. فالشمس وضيائها ربما ينظر إلى بعض أنه قسمان في الحقيقة، يقسم الله بالشمس ويقسم بضيائها، أو الواو هنا الثانية ليست لقسم وإنما المعية، أي الشمس مع ضيائها ليست لذاتها فقط، فالله سبحانه يقسم بها وتابع لها ضياؤها. ثم قال سبحانه والقمر إذا تلاها، أمر معاكس للشمس. قال والقمر إذا تلاها، إذا تبعها، تبع ذلك الضياء. وفي الحقيقة الضياء الذي يظهر على القمر هو من أثر الشمس وانعكاسات ظهرت عليها من أثر الشمس، حتى أن الشمس سمي سراجا، وجعل الشمس سراجا، ولكن القمر نورا، فهو ليس سراج، ليس مصدر نور، وإنما انعكاس للنور، نور الشمس. ألم تروا كيف خلق الله 7 سماوات طباقا وجعل القمر فيهن نورا وجعل الشمس سراجا. سراج مصدر للنور، أما النور فقد يكون انعكاس عن ذلك السراج. فالقمر يتبع الشمس، تظهر جماله بذلك التتابع وذلك التلو، فهو يتلو الشمس ويأخذ من ضيائها، فيكون بريقه تبع لها. هو الأصل في ذلك ضياء الشمس، والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها، وتتعاقب الأمور. والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها. يأتي النهار فيجلي تلك الأضواء التي ليست أساسية، فالشمس بضيائها تخفي القمر، تمام؟ في ذلك متى تظهر الشمس؟ في النهار، والنهار إذا جلاها، والليل إذا يغشاها. ثم يأتي الليل، وهكذا تتعاقب الأمور. وهذه التغيرات لازمة لحياة الإنسان. المولى سبحانه وتعالى أقسم بهذه الأمور الظاهرية المشاهدة دلالة على قدرته سبحانه وتعالى. ثم قال سبحانه: والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها. وكل ما في الكون من خلقه سبحانه وتعالى ومن صنعه. ما هنا قد تكون مصدرية وقد تكون موصولة، أي والسماء وروعة بنائها وشدة بنائها، أو ومن بناها. ومن ما قد تكون يعني هي في الأصل لغير العاقل، وقد تستعمل للعاقل للدلالة على بديع صنعه، فجائز هذا وهذا. أي والسماء انظر إلى من بناها وكيف بناها. وكذلك يقال في الأرض: والأرض وما طحاها. طحاها لم يرد في القرآن غيرها، أي من بسطها. وقيل أن دحاها هي لغة أخرى لضحاها، لأن لهجات العرب قد تختلف، فوردت هنا بلهجة قوم ثم في أخرى بلهجة قوم آخرين. هذا كله في الأمور الظاهرة. ثم يأتي فيقسم سبحانه وتعالى بالنفس، فيرجع هذا الكون كله الخارجي الكون الداخلي. ثم قال: ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها. فصار التركيز على هذا، وكأن المقصود بهذا القسم كله أن ينظر الإنسان لنفسه. فانظر إلى تعاقبات الأمور وتغييرات الأمور، وكلها بيده سبحانه وتعالى وبخلقه سبحانه وتعالى. هذه النفس مردها إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى، ولن تصلح إلا إذا رد إلى الله سبحانه وتعالى. نحن مكون من جسد وروح، جسد وروح تجتمعان فتكون ذلك النفس، تلك النفس. الجسد مخلوق من التراب، ولذلك غذاؤه في التراب. والروح من أمر الله سبحانه وتعالى، ولذلك غذاؤها عند الله سبحانه وتعالى. فإذا أراد الإنسان أن يغذي روحه لابد أن يتصل بالله. فقال: ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. It's a beautiful surah, my dear brothers and sisters, that we are going to tackle today, and we'll talk around it, Surah Al-Shams. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear by multiple things. But you notice that multiple things that first of all shows the beauty of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Second, it's something that in a sequence, but at the same time in kind of contradiction or changeable. It shows the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His control and the things that alternate. And all of those are there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear by Ash-Shams, the sun, and its brightness. So maybe somebody would say Allah swear by two things, by the sun itself and by the bright that comes from it. Because wow could be, it's the same. The first wow and the second wow are the same. Because we call it in Arabic wow al-qasam. When in Arabic they swear by something, they use either wow or fa or ta. Sometimes in some culture, like in the Somali culture, they said billahi, tallahi, wallahi. They said three of them. You know? So here, wow al-qasam. But is the second wow al-qasam? It could be. So if you say wow al-qasam, then Allah swear by both. Or we say wow al-ma'iyyah, it means with. So Allah swear by the sun and with its brightness. You know, that's two things. Because the most important things in the sun, it's shyness. And its shyness, you can say it's within itself. Not because it comes from itself, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it that way. Its function is that way. But its original source or light. So you can say the sun, it's original of that light. It's not reflecting by others. Because sometimes the beauty, it comes from within itself, or sometimes a reflection of something. You get it? So that brightness, it comes within itself. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالشَّمْسِ وَضُحَى, by the sun and its brightness. وَالْقَمَرِ إِذَا تَلَاهَا, and the moon when it follows it. Which is amazing. As we said that sun, its brightness, it's original, asli, it's some comes within itself. The moon is not the same. The beauty of it is the reflection of the sun. By following the sun at that way. Otherwise, it's ugly. You know that, yes? Sometimes people swear by and they look at the moon, and they put it in their poetries as a beauty and a beautiful things. But all of that beauty, it's not within itself. It's a reflection of something. Is that right? And subhanAllah, it's amazing. That's one of the miracles in the Quran. It even was mentioned here, but mentioned more clearly in other verses. Allah, when He spoke about the moon, He said it has a nur, it has light. Okay, but when He spoke about sun, He said siraj. It has siraj, like the source of fire. So the brightness and light comes within itself. It's not a reflection of the moon. I hope that will be clear. Said, al-qamara nuran, but when it comes to the sun, this is sirajan. So anyway, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's beautiful as you see the beauty that comes within itself or the reflection of something. Is that clear? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue more about the daytime and the night time. We need the daytime and we need the night time, but the night time is the absence of the daytime. And the daytime, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا جَلَّاهَا, when it comes, it's cover that light that reflected by the sun on the moon. So that way you cannot see the moon because of the brightness of the sun. However, when the night comes, an absence of that light, then comes the sequence again. And then that's an example, just one example, that's within the sky and the earth. The sky has more examples. So that's the example of one sun and one moon. But you see the beauty of the sky that comes from all of those reflections. وَالسَّمَاءِ وَمَا بَنَاهَا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swear by Allah. So look even at the bigger picture. You see that's a tiny example that's being repeated over and over. Repeat over and over. There's a source of the light, there's a reflection of the light. There is a source of beauty, there's a reflection of the beauty. And all of that alternate and interchangeable. And you need to follow the source of the light in order to have that reflection of the light. You get the point? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالسَّمَاءِ وَبَنَاهَا وَالْأَرْضِ وَمَا طَحَاهَا. Now, looking at the whole picture, how about that going inside? So this is the outside picture. What's the inside picture? Within yourself. So always, when you look at the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you should reflect upon. And this is why it's a ibadah. Why we commanded to go on the earth and look at the sky and look at this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, for everything, there's a sign, yes? So it is ibadah. Why? Because you reflect and you take the message from the world outside and you take it to the world within yourself. Otherwise, there's no point of going and looking at reflection on the creation of Allah. Oh, it is a beautiful, it's nice things, but what's the lesson that you learn from it? What's the lesson you learn from the aqub al-layli wa nahar, the alternate, it's the alternation of the day and night? What's the lesson you take from it? تبارك الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا. So why? هو الذي خلق الليل والنهار. Allah جعل الليل والنهار خلفة لمن أراد أن يذكر وأراد شكورا. So you reflect upon all of that and that changing. And day and night actually is taken from you. That changing of day and night, sun and the moon, that every sun is a moon, that's, a day will be taken away from you. That is shortening you. If you are not really reflecting upon that, you're going to miss it. And you have only, short period of time that you have to take the lesson. So again, Allah, reflecting on that on our soul. Said, وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا. As the creation of the nafs, there are two ways. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. There are two ways. You have the source of the beauty or the reflection of the beauty. But most time it's a reflection. We are reflecting upon the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about the revelation. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. So both good and bad is inside. But which one is going to reflect on you? Which one that going to really get the benefit of that light? فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. The one will be successful, the one who purifies its soul. And the one who will be a loser, the one he hided all of that. The saha, the one he never absorb that beauty within himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and inspired it, it's the bad things and the good one. He has succeeded who purified it, and he had failed who instills it with corruption. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there was something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the nafs. Sometimes, by the way, Allah will use the nafs, sometimes use al-ruh, yes, and different words, Is a ruh and nafs are some same things or different things? Different creation? No. Allah first, when He created al-ruh. Okay? And al-ruh, we didn't know much about it. But we know what Allah, we know that goes by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. Ruh, that is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevated and created. And it's more connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. We didn't know much. We refer back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it's something being beautified by itself. Okay? And that's created within the soul, the body. So now when the combination of the ruh and body, the soul and the body, that's what's creating nafs. So when ruh, it's not like three things, not the third thing. Some people think it's the third thing. No, it's not the third thing. That's a combination. That's a body itself. It's a body, jasad. When the spirit with ruh leaves, what leaves? Ruh. وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِ. That's Allah created first Adam, jasad, yes? And Allah went the ruh into it. So now, where's the ruh after that? It's within, the body. Now, the combination of two, that's what they call it nafs. So Allah, when He spoke about, sleeping and speaking about death, He used the word nafs. because we're still within both of us. But when the spirit, the ruh leaves us, Allah said jasadan, which is just a body. Anyway, I don't want to go into this one. And by the way, there are many explanations of that, but this is what's reflecting what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran. So nafs, that's a combination of ruh and body. You know, if you want to purify, you have to know what's good reflection on it. You know how to feed it. And it's amazing, one of the scholars said that body was created from the earth. Is that right? When Allah commanded Jibreel to get from its soil, from the clay here and there, you know, and Allah created, you know, Adam. So he said, we're being fed by the earth. Where's the source of our feeding? From the earth. And the soul is created from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He knows, you know what's exactly about the soul. But Allah referred that to Him. So, قُلْ رُوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. It's everything's by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but especially the ruh, that goes by the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in order to feed it, you have to connect it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there's no ruh that would be fed without connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you wanted the good things of it, you have to, you know, connect it with Allah. So the good things, it's a reflection of the light that you follow. What's the light that you follow? The guidance that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah swear by all of those things. If you want to have the good things of you, then you have to follow the source of the light. Otherwise, the nafs, you know, it might, you know, take you away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Read it again. وَنَفْسٍ وَمَا سَوَّاهَا فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us example. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أعطانا مثالا عن قوم ثمود. لماذا قوم ثمود؟ أولا لأن قصة ثمود من أشهر القصص عند العرب، وجاءت في أمثالهم وفي أشعارهم، فهو معروف لديهم أكثر من غيرهم. فهم أمر ربما يكون حتى مشاهدا عندهم، يعرفون ديارهم وما حصل لهم، فهذا أمر مشاهد لديهم. ثم أن ثمود ما حصل لهم من تبعات تركهم للطغاة فيهم والبغاة فيهم أن يفعلوا ما شاءوا. كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها. هل كلهم قتلوا تلك الناقة؟ لا، هم رأوا تلك الآية أمام أعينهم، ومع ذلك لم ينفعهم ذلك. وفي نفس الوقت لم يقتلوا تلك الناقة كلهم، ولكنهم إما يعني شجعوا على ذلك أو رضوا بذلك. إذن هذه من تبعات أفعالهم، إن لم يكن من فعلهم الظاهر فهو من تبعات أفعالهم. فالإنسان قد يشقى بتبعات نفسه أو بالأثر المنبعث عن ذلك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give example of Thamud. And sorry that this is like, you know, it's one of the beautiful things in Quran. Allah will mention a story, not just a story, just to take the benefit of it and reflect upon that. Why Thamud is that? Why Thamud was mentioned here? Not other story, not other prophet. Prophet Saleh story, just Allah just referred to it here. Why it's not other ones like previous surahs? Allah spoke about Fir'aun and others, because this is one of the common story in the Arab, because that's the first one. When the revelation comes, talk to the people that, you know, revelation came to them at the first place. So yes, Quran for all, but in the same time that, you know, that surah they know it. It's a click their mind more than any other surah, because they witness it, they know it, you know, they have seen the places. So undeniable. That's one thing. Second, Thamud itself, they saw the miracle in front of their eyes. Nobody can deny that. But at the same time, they have not get benefit of that. And also Thamud, not all of them disobeyed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or by killing, you know, that camel, you know. It's not all of them. However, the point that they have not even stopped those they try to kill it, or they are happy with that action as if they did the action. So it's not necessarily that their action, but it might be reflection of their action, the consequences of their actions. So we have to understand that. So the reflection of your action, the consequence of your action, that will affect on you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this surah Dhanb, yes? قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بتغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها. They didn't care what the warning that the Prophet gave to them. They didn't care. And look at that. Allah said Rasulullah without mentioning his name. And this he said Naqatullah, you know, and referred to Allah. You see, all things, if you don't connect it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has no meaning. We say messenger, okay, any messenger, but say the Rasulullah that comes from Allah, you have to highly respect it. It's naqatullah, it's not just any camel. It's something you have to respect it. If you don't have that respect in the heart, then you face the consequences. Naqatullah wa suqiya, فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَعَقَّرُوهَا. Allah said فَعَقَّرُوهَا. They kill it. Not all of them. No. There's another surah. One person, he did it. But again, because of that, the reflection of their action, as if that was their action. Like the moon, it's a reflection of the light of the sun, as if that light comes from the moon. In the beginning of the ayat. فَكَذَّبُوهُ فَعَقَرُوهَا فَدَمْدَمَ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّهُمْ بِذَنْبِهِمْ فَسَوَّاهَا. The bad actions was mentioned in the Quran with different terms, but here Allah said dhanb. Dhanb, that mean like literally mean like a tail, something following. So if you are not considering the consequences of your action, then you are making big mistake. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named the consequences of the action, the bad consequence is dhanb. Because dhanb is not something bad, the tail is not something bad, but the sequence is, there is some reflection that comes from there, it is bad. So here again, Allah is telling us in this surah, just to make the summary of that, we are responsible for our actions and all of the reflection of that and the consequences of that. If we are responsible and taking care of that, then we are going to purify our soul. Otherwise, we'll be leading her to its misery. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us that responsible for our action and responsible for all the reflections that comes from our action in order to purify ourselves. اللهم اغفر ذنوبنا واستر عيوبنا وبلغنا في دار مطلوبنا اللهم نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة آمين.